Good kill. Move in. Negative. 2 enemies inside. Got one. Tank. Hit it with a rocket. Second. LMG if we can get on it. Oh, fuck! Oh, no! Shit. Tank down. Riot coming. Oh, shit. Give me cover. So the Battlefield open beta is going on right now, and I wanted to bring an extended thoughts video out after my initial showing at the press event earlier this week. Having put a ton more time into it, I do have more thoughts on the state of the game, the direction of the franchise, and just the overall future of Battlefield. Leave a like on the video and subscribe for more AAA FPS content. My new merch drop is available now, top pinned comment as well as the description below. Go buy yourself a t-shirt and support the channel. Battlefield 2042 is a fun game in its current state. The explosions, the chaos, the vehicle gameplay, it's all pretty much unmatched when it comes to the AAA space. Tomorrow I will have a video comparing World War III's recent alpha test to Battlefield 2042's beta, so keep your eyes peeled for that. That's going to be an interesting conversation. I could spend the entirety of this video discussing the various bugs in this build, floating character models, desync and teleporting enemies, random HUD elements not showing up, or just completely glitching out and just stretching across the screen, the fact that the AK doesn't keep attachments and you need to replace them every time you spawn, and many, many more. I don't want to harp too much on bugs like that because I think the general response is either big fry, it's a 2-month-old build and they've already fixed everything from the fanboy side of things, or this game is broken trash and it's going to be dead on arrival from the cynical haters on the internet. The noise surrounding this game online is ridiculous, so I'm going to try to ignore the fixes that I think they can do before launch, and I want to focus on some of the more glaring issues baked into the game at its core. The first thing, removing the Defibs from being a gadget that you can switch to and instead having to hold E to interact over fallen teammates. Now the problem with this is I can't switch to the Defibs while I'm in cover and charge them up, run to the teammate, pop them up quick. I'm now forced to stand, usually out in the open, and hold E on a down teammate for 3 seconds. That's a big problem, and is leading to even more people just not even reviving this time around. On top of that, holding the interact button is the same key as picking up weapons from the ground. So half the time you run up to an enemy, you're sitting out in the open picking up LMGs and snipers and dropping your gun before you can even revive. Then the player that's coming back up has to wait an eternity to actually get up and back to the game. It's not even worth it. And I just asked myself why. Why did they take a staple feature from Battlefield previous and just rip it out of the game? Why have you guys overlooked so many elements of the HUD design outside of the glitches? Why do I need to ADS to see the compass at the bottom of the screen? Why can't it just stay there the whole time? The ping system doesn't work. I'm not sure if it's a bug or not, but I can't ping in this game. I have to ADS to see what direction the enemies are coming from so then I can notify my team. Why do I have to ADS to see the fire rate? In order to keep that HUD smaller on the side, they put the T menu on T and it shows up when you're not ADS, and then you ADS and then you can choose to change your fire mode with V. Why can't it just be there the whole time? Like, I'm sure that DICE, Ripple Effect, and EA have the resources to create a HUD and design the HUD elements so that it can just encapsulate all of these experiences. But I actually think the biggest problem in this game comes down to the specialists, and probably not in the way that you guys think. A lot of people were complaining early on when we first heard about the specialists that, you know, the grappling hook, it's not Battlefield. Oh, they got turrets. It's more feeling like Apex Legends. What I will say is the specialist system in this game makes no sense at all from every single standpoint. The characters are supposedly no-pats according to the lore, meaning they have no faction, yet the game still calls each team US and RU respectively. The specialists have no features that distinguish themselves on each team, so it's literally the same character models running around on both sides. You cannot tell friend from foe except for the red icon above the character model when you hover over it. The implementation of these specialists was probably the laziest thing about Battlefield 2042. You couldn't even make a Russian equivalent to some of these characters. You couldn't even bother to change the camo color so that it even a little bit distinguishes two different teams fighting in this war. And I understand that the lore and all of this, oh, there are no paths, there's no distinguishable features, but when you boil it all down, it just makes no sense. You threw in 12 operators and said, there you go. Now, what I will say is a lot of people were actually shitting on Orbital's map design, but I didn't think it was actually that bad. There are definitely some additions and tweaks I would make to bring more CQB elements to the table. Right now, it's definitely a sniper's haven. That underground tunnel between D1 and D2, it's cramped up. Make more tunnels that kind of intersect and go a bunch of different ways in like this underground area that kind of lessens the cramping and makes it easier to traverse between these points without the grenade and RPG spam that's currently going on in that hallway. Other than that, I'd probably add some more buildings or larger structures to kind of block the open spaces a little bit more. Right now, it's very, very open. I do like that it has almost everything though. Lush jungles, underground tunnels, open launch pads, and that building at B1, it's really nice to spawn at. It would be nice to see at least one other building, maybe if you put it by F, because right now B1 is the most important point to control on that map because you can spawn at the top, jump off, and float to pretty much anywhere on the map outside of maybe reaching F or reaching C, but you can basically go wherever you want. It's definitely the meta point to control right now, and it would be nice to see a little bit of a balance for both teams. My overall consensus on this beta is that the game is fun. Playing one map for 4 days on a beta is not fun, but the game itself, I think, is going to be really, really fun. If a lot more of the annoying little bugs are worked out before launch, great. Do I think they will? No. I actually think this game is going to get the Battlefield 4 treatment in that it's going to launch in November and be fucked up for probably 6 months. And after that, it'll probably be one of the best Battlefield games in almost a decade if things are handled right. The biggest thing that I'm seeing online is, well, basically a lot of negativity surrounding Battlefield 2042, and I think a lot of that comes to people's just outrageous hype and expectations for this game. Battlefield's going back to modern or near future. It's going to be great. They're giving us exactly what they want. Oh, they put the Rondasook in the trailer. It's hype, but I think it was just blown way out of proportion. I'm seeing people comment under videos of YouTubers that are enjoying the game and just shitting all over them. If you guys don't like the game, that sucks. I'm sorry. But shut the fuck up when it comes to shitting on YouTubers who are actually having fun with the game or going into Twitch streams just to tear them down. Take all of your complaints, like I'm doing here, and levy them towards DICE and EA, and go under those videos and those tweets and those posts on the forums and give them the proper feedback like everybody is doing right now to Ghost Recon Frontline and Ubisoft. At this point, if you don't feel like you want to pay for a broken game at launch, I totally understand it. Don't. Do not pre-order this fucking game. And if you did and you don't like it, cancel the pre-order and just wait to see what these guys are going to do for launch. Because I'll be honest, man, they can sit there and say that they've fixed a lot of these bugs. It's a 2-month-old build and they've already been working on whatever else. It's all lip service at the end of the day. I want your guys' game to speak for itself. And come launch, if the game is still fucking broken and people are spending, upwards of $130 for a limited whatever ultimate edition, then you're going to have an even bigger problem on your hands. Sloughing everything off and saying, well, we've already fixed it. It's a 2-month-old build. It does nobody anything. That just tells me that everybody's feedback during this beta is absolutely irrelevant because, well, you've already fixed everything. Unfortunately, I just don't see the industry changing anytime soon when it comes to releasing broken products. I'm seeing people come out and say, well, if Battlefield doesn't launch properly, this is the final nail in the coffin. No, it's not. They can come out with a marketing strategy on the next one and people are going to be excited again. Battlefield hasn't been the same since Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5. People have been pissed off ever since, but yet this one's different. But realistically, it's the same old DICE, it's the same old EA, so I don't see the future of Battlefield kind of going down the drain. These guys are marketing experts. They got everybody else excited for this game, and here we are, talking about the same old shit that we've been talking about with Battlefield for a decade now. And even though I'm actually having fun with this beta, despite all of the issues around it, I expect more from not only the developers, not only the publisher, but from the fans as well. I'm really getting sick and tired of hearing people excuse these issues as, well, Battlefield 4 launched like shit, so this one's going to as well. That was a decade ago, guys. We should be expecting more from these companies moving forward. So all I'm going to say is there is a lot of division on the internet with this game. If you don't like the game, I totally understand that side. Don't buy it, don't pre-order it, and just wait. If you do like the game, try not to let the negativity get to you, because I know there's a lot of it out there. If you're on social media and you're reading all this shit, it gets to be a lot. In my job and what I do, man, is it overwhelming sometimes. But just try to remain positive and hope that DICE can do what they need to do to get this game to a good state. I'm also seeing a lot of people use Portal as an excuse for why this all doesn't matter at all. Well, Big Fry, if you don't like the fact that there's no defibs, we can make it in Portal. Well, if you don't like the fact that this, and this, we can change it in Portal. Why are we the ones that are developing these games to make them what we want? Like, I'm glad that Battlefield and DICE are giving us the platform in Portal to do these things, but it's a pretty sad state of affairs when the base game is so far out and so undercooked that people are already planning to create new and interesting game modes and bring it back to what we actually want as a community within Portal. I honestly just hope that Portal is as good as people are thinking it is. I don't want to build up hype for that either, because there's got to be a catch somewhere within this game. If they're going to put it out and the base game isn't what people want, and we're thinking we're going to be able to add defibs and different soldiers and be able to create the Battlefield game that we want, there's something. I don't know what it is yet, because we haven't seen Portal at all. Even though pre-orders have been live for months now, there's a catch somewhere along the line, and I'm just kind of waiting to see what it is. I'll be sure to give you guys the inside scoop come early access, which I believe starts November 12th, and I'll let you guys know exactly how this game plays out. My name is Big Fry. My new merch is available now, the All Out Warfare collection, celebrating games like World War III and Battlefield 2042. And the design is fucking crazy. If you guys do want to support the channel, pick up a t-shirt, get yourself something physical in the process. There are hoodies available as well. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like on the video, subscribe for more FPS content just like this, and I'll see you on the next one.